Hello, sunshine. Welcome back to meal prep day. So before we get started, come with me. I do things in backwards orders. So I'm going to use my laptop that I have set up over here. Here, let me put you a little bit further away. I'm putting in a quick little post to Facebook to let everybody know to go to YouTube and to Twitch to follow along. Okay, so while we wait for everyone to get here, let's go ahead and get started. So I have my bowl of veggies. You saw me get that ready. I have a little tray with a clean towel in it so that as I wash my vegetables, I can get them laid out, and then that'll make it easy for me to take them from my sink over to the counter where we will peel and chop and do all of the things. So this morning, when I was getting ready and telling everyone about it, I was talking about how we can use moments like this for mindful practices. And anything that you do that's repetitive is really good for this. Just being able to be present in the moment, appreciating the small things. Not worrying. Good morning, Tin Man. Thanks for joining me over on YouTube. This is going to be a long meal prep day. So I'm just starting with washing my veggies, celery and carrots. Good morning. Hi, Addie. Welcome to Meal Prep Day. Put in the comments, do you guys ever do meal prepping or practice mindfulness, things that we are talking about today? So I'm getting all of this ready to make two kinds of soup. We're going to make a vegetable barley, and we're going to make a shrimp bisque. And I really do find that cooking, getting food ready, it's a very serene kind of a thing. Sorry, Tin Man, no twerking, not that kind of a channel. I have no rhythm. I'm really kind of a big nerd. Occasionally, I will bring videos to this channel where I go do historical reenactments and we dress in funny clothes and we watch, because I don't fight, but there are others who fight and they will hit each other with wooden swords and armor and get excited about bruises. It's weird, I don't understand it, but it makes them happy. I do knife and axe throwing though, and my husband does archery. But more often than not, this will shock you, you can find me in kitchens. And very frequently, I find myself making meals for 100 to 200 people for feasts. Which that is a super fun challenge for me. Gotta make sure you wash the tops as well as the stems. So when I was on earlier, we were talking about that active mindfulness. Just being present in the moment, thinking about the actions, the activities that you are doing right now. And I really do. Like, knowing that I am taking this time to get all of this ready, and I'm going to be able to turn it into not only something for right now, but something to help prepare for the future is really nice. And it makes healthy eating, healthy lifestyles much easier if you can meal prep and get ready ahead of time. Okay, so that's those washed. You know, I should have done this earlier, but we should put on an apron and get our hand towel ready. Because it's going to be a messy kind of a day. All right. So, let me grab you. Take you on a tour. You hang out. Actually, let's put you a little bit higher. There we go. The next thing that we've got to do is get our tofu started. So, this is really handy for a lot of different things. It's great for storing I find fruits most often, but one of the other things I do with it frequently is I will use it to drain tofu. So I know some of you are going to ask, I would ask, but I'm going to be putting the tofu in soup. And tofu is packed in water. It's filled with water. And I can hear it now. Why would you bother draining the water out of the tofu if you're just going to put it back in water? Haha. Because not all water is created equal. Hello, Dave. Hello, Raquel. So I am going live today and I am meal prepping. And I'm going to be making a couple of soups. I'm going to be making a vegetable barley. The vegetable barley is going to have tofu in it. And then I'm going to be making a shrimp bisque. Will not have tofu in it. But I'm getting my tofu ready at the moment. So I know someone will ask, and I understand, like, why drain your tofu if you're going to put it in soup? You want to drain your tofu even if you're putting it in soup, because tofu does have like a sponginess to it, which means that it will soak up whatever flavors that you are putting it in. And it gives like a lovely texture. So I would much rather the tofu be able to soak in the flavors of the broth than just tofu water. So I want it to drain out as much of that tofu water so it can pick up the other flavors. So what I have done while I've been talking, you can see this one here. There is a little screen at the bottom of this that the liquid can flow through. I cut that one block up so that any water that's in there can drain out, and I'm gonna do the same thing for the other block of tofu. And then I'm just gonna let this sit out on the counter and drain while we do some other things. And while I get this tofu ready, my carrots and my celery that I just washed,
it's 9 o'clock.
They are getting dried up. It is 9 o'clock. For any of you guys who missed that, I have my laptop in here, and my laptop helps keep me on track for what's going on. All right, and put a lid on that so nothing falls into it. The next thing that we've got to do for our meal prep is we're going to wash our onions. And we're gonna wash the peels and everything, because we are going to take the peels and put those into a stock, and we'll of course take the flesh and put that into the soup. So we want it all to be washed. So I got this bowl ready earlier. It has a veggie wash in it, as well as just plain cold water. Put my onions down in there. Now make sure you're looking. If you have a really sad looking onion like that, you want to cut it open and check the inside. And a lot of that still looks fine. We are going to take what does not look fine, and that's going to go into the compost. We'll keep the peels and we'll wash those. Okay. So I have my 2 stock pots for soup. Hey, guy, over here. Jeez. I tell you what, artificial intelligence, sometimes it don't know what it's looking at. So I'm gonna start by just taking the peels. So let me tell you guys here, the veggie wash that I have in here, it is from Young Living and it's called Thieves Veggie Wash, but it has natural essential oils in it from like clove and rosemary and several other plants, and these have antimicrobial, antibacterial properties in it, which does make them really good for washing your veggies. So I've just split my onion in half. Again, at the moment, I am just prepping to get ready. So I'm taking the peels and all of that and getting it put into my stock pot that we will literally make stock from. So, fun things. The shrimp bisque, this is going to have all of the veggies and whatnot blended. So, I don't actually need to dice up the onions that will be going into that. We will just cook those whole, and then when it comes round to the time to get the soup ready, it will get blended up. So I have an onion and a half. I'm going to throw it in my copper pot. The copper pot is, it's not really copper, it's just copper on the outside, and then it has a coating on the inside. And then that's going to be for our shrimp bisque, because the bisque will have tomato in it. So it gives me a color cue. Let me grab my veggie tray. You want the vegetables to sit in the wash long enough to let it do its job, and any dirt that may be left on them to fall off, but we don't want to leave them in there super long. And onions have, ooh. I'm so glad that I am not having to chop up all of them. I will have to chop some of them. Although maybe I won't. Maybe we'll blend the vegetables before we add the barley, because we gotta cook the vegetables before we do the barley. Let's do that. Okay, this will be the last onion to go in. To our shrimp stock. It might get sniffly around here for a little bit. But the good thing is that, you know, if you do large meal preps, you only have to make yourself cry every now and then, and not all the time. And I am. I'm going to be nice to myself today. And we're going to blend the veggies for our vegetable barley. Let me see. There you guys go. Now you can see what's happening on the cutting board. That's much better. Let's do this guy. So the vapor from the onions will be attracted to the nearest source of water. Frequently, that's your eyeballs. That's why you cry. It's also one of the reasons why I am fine with allowing the water to stand on the cutting board. I don't know if you guys saw that. But it does help. It's still a lot of onions. I always like doing onions either first or last. Either get them out of the way or save them for the very end. Yeah. Do this little guy.
Smell like pain here.
Because it is pain in here. It is onion palooza. Everybody's gonna die.
Probably.
Who be my love?
See.
Would you be so kind as to get me one of the shallow Rubbermaids for breakfast onions? If you can convince someone to be in the kitchen with you while you're doing onions, you knew you are loved. I don't think he knew what he was getting into when he walked in.
Good.
Ugh. Alright, that's everyone peeled.
How many viewers you got right now?
I'm not entirely sure. So I'm doing it on my phone and it doesn't show me. I've had a couple of people say hi. If you're here with me, say hello in the chat so I know I have people. Otherwise, I'll just keep talking to myself and pretending like I'm talking to you. Surely somebody sometime at some point will watch this later. By the way, if you like this, think it's cool to spend a day meal prepping, make sure that you share this with some friends, because everything in life is an experiment. Hey, you over here. And part of this experiment today is to see how many people are actually interested in sitting around and watching me cry and spend a day meal prepping. because this is not as exciting as a lot of the other things. I know a lot of people like it when they take this and they do the jump shots, and then all of a sudden all of the onions are already cut and you don't get to see anybody cry.
It's a raw, unfiltered.
Yeah, this is real life. This is how it really works. This is how long it really takes. Although honestly, like, if you meal prep like this, in the long run, it saves you so much time. Because I've done onions for 2 soups. I have eggs with onions for breakfast almost every morning. Oh, buddy. That's why the onions for the soups went in whole, because this is the worst part. Really, it doesn't take that much time. And then when I do breakfast in the morning, it's super easy just to take some of the onions out. And you can prep these for other meals too. Because it's cold outside, we really have been enjoying doing soups. Which has been super easy. We open up 1 jar of soup.
Super easy.
Super easy. How's that for some nerd life? Whew. All right, I need a lid on that. Back, evil demon, into cold storage. Put a lid on that. I told Hubie we were only going to use the 2 stock pots, but I lied. I do need the big stock pot. Oh no, I lost you. Big stock pot. Are you coming? Oh, I lost you again. I don't know why. Okay. We don't have a kettle problem around here. Are you watching dishes again? Ooh. Ooh. I or die, Hubie. The world is coming to an end.
Probably.
Deep breath in. We put lids on all of the things that have onion in it. Yay us. Okay. We need to get our garlic ready. was just telling myself I need to get the bowl so I can get the garlic ready. Where did I leave the bowl? All the way over there. So, same thing, we're going to split that. I honestly am trying to be a little bit more organized today. Hey, I need you to come watch this than I am at other times, despite that. So what I did was I split the garlic in half, and then like all the little garlic cloves kind of fell out the middle. And if you do fresh garlic, you know it can be a pain in the butt to peel and get ready. And if you have to do a lot of it, you're always looking for better ways. But for soups, there really is no substitute for fresh garlic, because I really do want those peels to go into my stock. There's a lot of good flavor and nutrients in those. To be honest, I don't know which is worse. Garlic or onions. Garlic way more annoying. Onions way more painful. The good thing is that if you are using all of the parts of the garlic in the stock, a lot of that flavor will carry over. So if they are super tiny, like, yeah. I apparently am not going to be able to use the word super at all today because it cracks Joey up. But if they're
soup is the fun.
No, but if they're small, like I'm not even going to try and get the flesh out of the peel. I will just let that go into the stock. And this stock is not for today's soup. I have stock left over from the last time that I made soup. This is stock that I'm going to make now to go in the next soup. And then it just becomes this ongoing thing. Peel all of the vegetables to make a soup. And then you make a stock. And to buy a really good stock at the grocery store, it's like $5. And then you can make your own. same cost as it takes to make soup. It does take time. But again, this is a really good mindful practice. It doesn't require a lot of energy or focus, as you can see. I'm just pressing a little bit on the garlic. To get it to release. Some of them go really easy, some of them not so much. those were too small. So that is 1 head of garlic. And I'm going to take roughly half to go in the lobster bisque. And roughly half to go in the vegetable barley. And take all my peels and put it in the stock pot. We are going to peel a lot more of that garlic a little bit later, but we're gonna do that after we get our soups going, because that'll give us something to do while it cooks. So don't throw your leafy tops away. Those are amazing to go into the stock. So I'm going to take my leaves and my butts. So sometimes up in your leaves you can get a good stock. Both of these were up with the leaves. Don't waste those. Those are good to go in the soup themselves. Okay, now if you are doing a soup where you are going to eat the celery and leave it as is, you really want to go as thinly sliced as you can, because those strings can get so annoying. So you can see they are very thin. I have decided, get down. Look at that guy. Oh yeah. Hold on. Don't look proud of yourself. This is not your basket for looking at things. Get out. You stop it. All right. Oh no, fix it. I'm washing my hands. Cats, man, I swear. They make you work for life. Okay. If you are going to do like I am going to do, and we are going to blend the bisque, and since we're going to have the blender out to blend the bisque, we're going to blend the vegetable soup as well. So for that, we can just do big chunks. We don't have to do little chunks. I should take the lids off. So, roughly half for my lobster bisque. And for the vegetable barley. Throw the extra half in the vegetable barley. Leaves and ends into the stock pot. And now we're gonna do carrots. We should peel the carrots before we take the ends off. So in the efforts of time, because we've washed the skin, and really the skin is edible. Like, if you don't 100% get skins off, I personally don't worry about that.
Safe to run. It's pretty quiet.
Yeah, you can run the dishwasher. It's a working video. This is real life in action.
Figure out how many viewers you got yet?
No. This is a zen kind of a day. It will be what it will be. I will do this as an experiment to see really if anybody is going to stop and watch. And if they stop and watch, I will find out later how long they stop and watch for. If they find value out of it. And if they don't, we won't make any more come meal prep with me videos. get a jar. Oh, look. That's right where I need you. So we are going to get some filtered water. And let's go ahead and get everybody turned on. This is a really good thing to do on like cold days. It'll warm up your house. One of the reasons I like using the jars is it is a pre-built measuring system. So these are quart jars, so that's 4 cups. And if you know how much water is going into your soup, you've got a fairly good idea about how much soup is coming out. And it doesn't seem to matter how many ingredients you add in. Well, it does, depending on how big you're making it. But in my experience, so that's 2. You tend to add about 1 jar for a soup pot. And if I'm doing my really big stock pot, because we are taking the bulk of the vegetables out and only the stock, you tend to get as much water back out as you put in. That's 2, 2, 3. And then everybody's getting 1 more. And then our stock pot will get at least 1 more after that. So that's 3 quarts. So that's what I was kind of saying. Those big soup pots, they make about 4 quarts. So if you have 3 quarts of water, if you have a good stock built up, you'll use stock instead of water. But I don't think I've got any stock built up. Let me double check. No, because this is my butternut squash soup that I recently made, and I'm pretty sure that I used up all of the stock that I had for the butternut squash. But squash peels don't make good stock. So I didn't get any stock back out when I made the butternut squash soup. So I don't have a good stock base to build from, and I don't have any stock. So I do have dehydrated veggie stock. This is actually a chicken. So I'm going to do about a tablespoon of the dehydrated stock for the soups that I'm making today. Definitely need 1 more quart of water in there. Okay, let's see if I can get this to follow me all the way around this time. So you could come see the other side of my kitchen. Okay. We came over here because we need to get bay leaves and rosemary to go in the stock. Say hello to Ragnar. Yes, you can stay on that chair. Are you coming? Still? Hi. Yeah, let's go. Sheesh. So for my veggie stock, I'm going to do 4 bay leaves. And because I was out of my own stock and had to use the dried, I'm going to put a bay leaf in each of those. Bay leaves give a really nice earthy flavor. And then I'm also going to do 2 tablespoons of rosemary in my veggie stock. So rosemary has like a really good flavor, but a lot of people don't like cooking with it because it tends to be really woody and difficult to chew. But adding it into like a stock, because all of the solids pretty much get strained out. It's a great way to add that flavor in and not have to worry about texture later. All right. So let me come over. This is what our stock pot looks like. This is going to be our shrimp bisque, and that's going to be our vegetable barley. And everybody pretty much looks the same. So here's the thing. Those need to cook now for like a couple of hours, about an hour, and then we'll end up like blending them up, and then we're going to add in different ingredients, different flavors. But once these come to a boil, you turn them down to a simmer, and then you don't need to watch them for a while. So I'm going to wrap this up here, this live. We've been doing it about an hour, so it took an hour to get all three of those set up and ready to go. And we prepped some onions to go for breakfast in the morning as part of that. Now we can, you know, go watch TV, go garden, go play with rocks. I'm probably gonna go play with rocks. My hubby, he is helping me collect rocks because we are going to build raised garden beds. I may not be the most simple person on the face of the earth, because I have gotten it in my mind that the best raised beds are going to be if I can make them out of stone, because wooden raised beds, they will break down over time, whereas if you have a stone raised bed, you can just like till that soil, add more soil in, and it will seep out of the bottom. So like the soil does go down and you have to refresh the top, but that happens with every raised bed. And that's actually really good, because that means that all of the nutrients and things, as they break down, they're going out into the area around it. So I'm fine with that. I'm good with that. But I'm gonna end this right now because this next part is really doing other things. And then I will come back later today when the vegetables have cooked. We will blend things together. I will put out a warning on Facebook if you normally join over on Facebook, letting you know that we are coming back to YouTube and Twitch to finish today's projects. So, thank you guys for being here this morning. I hope that if you are watching this later that you like seeing how easy it is to get multiple meals done in short periods of time. So